You know what? The souls, the souls, the special souls. I think that those, such as anyone who grabbed the world's hearts, okay? There's something special. I'm talking Elvis. I'm talking um, John F. Kennedy. I'm talking, Michael Jackson, Prince, Princess Diana. Anybody of like that, who truly, really captured the hearts. But see, it was their souls. Well, all souls are special, but these souls had an awakening to do somewhere, somehow. All right? And so, the light, this is what happens on a lower level, on a lower, denser level, okay? This is how your Hollywood music stars, celebrities, whatever, how people get where they get, how they get in so deep, because these are there's something in them, okay, and artistically that is good, okay, it is beautiful and it is good. Somewhere, somehow, there's a root of that good, only, literally God-given gift, okay? So we all have one. He's got to find it, but I'm talking about the ones that everybody, that the what they're going to be considered, what, influencers today. But I mean all the influencers of yesterday, okay? That's what I'm talking about. They all had a soul that could go extremely dark or extremely light, okay? They were going to go one way or another, all in one way, but something, in order for them to even get on the dark, in those shadows, in the darkness, was there had to be some bit of truth that they first saw. That's what pulled them in. So there had to be a truth, a light, some kind of light that their souls completely reacted to, okay, that they knew as truth. Now, it's from that time on is when the translations change, okay, the meanings change of the words, where they once, there was light in them and there was truth in them. Now, via how we transform meanings, to the soul trends of that day, they get darker, okay? And that's basically what happens to their contract, let's call it. It's they're this is how they're captured. They become captured, okay? You can't steal. The soul isn't stolen. It's just off balance. It's been captured, and it's that light that they once had to discern. It was so far off now. It was so far off, and I think that's exactly what happened. But there are moments. See, it's like a kiss. It's like a kiss in the middle of a soul's life. There's like a moment, a kiss that transpires, okay? And that kiss, again, can take you to the ultimate light or the ultimate darkness, or it can let you linger in the shadow areas, going nowhere, It's really just remarkable. But that's what happens. So other ones are sent in, okay, to wake them up, to try to get that light back to them any which way they can. It doesn't matter if the public thinks they don't like that light, or if that public thinks that light source that they're getting anything other than darkness from is a bad thing, when you are at that level of things, spiritual wise, anything up is light, okay? Even though we don't understand that light that they're showing, you know, or sourcing from, or whatever you want to call it. It's the rising of that, though, okay? So, again, they'll get there, because our Creator God, first of all, is in complete control, you know? Our this is so divinely laid out and transpiring and already patterned. It's just incredible. But see, people can't see the patterns, so they're fearful. But it's his story, so it's history, but all you have to do seriously. And yes, the Bible has been manipulated. It has been taken out. It is so thin compared to what it really should be. But despite that, and in spite of not having been able to have access to that information until the internet, okay, we have found the truth. See, in that book, in your survival guide, it's his story. God's telling the story. He's laid it all out because he walked it. He walked it. So he laid out every story in there is his story, just like everything today is still his story. But don't judge, because there are special souls, okay? And any goodness that they brought in their gift to anyone at any time matters, all right? But again, there's some that, you know, have the tendency to go way, that's who really is going to be saved, okay? Because it's really about them. It's really about his first creation, his first souls, you know, that they were special. I mean, and they've continued on, and I can't get into that right now, but they were specific, and that's why you were born for a time such as this. All of us are very special souls, all right? Very special souls. But if you don't start seeing your brothers and your sisters through the world, you're better than that. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Okay? So, you just have to seriously wake up and rise up. But don't judge, because the soul really is heavenly. Okay? It's just known everything earthly its entire life. It knows no better. But it's become very... The world has become very good at understanding this and manipulating this relationship, okay? It's become very, it is a counterfeit of unbelievable proportions, okay, and accuracy, and talk about, a likeness. That's exactly what it has done. The world has created that. And if people don't understand that's not who made them, it's the sum of all parts. The sum of all parts. You have to have your heart, mind, body, and soul. These are your four corners. These are your four pillars. But these are your, this completes the art of God, basically. But you have to go through the art of war, the art of the deal, the art of, whatever the other one was, and there's four of them, and it makes complete sense. But it's what spirit is lighting you. That's the whole thing. It's what spirit, what kind of light is giving that soul light. Where is that light coming from? Is it a completely fake light? that gives no life whatsoever. And so that soul will never, ever, never come out from that deranged, that ungodly place that they've fallen to, because literally they don't know that they're not getting real light. Okay? So instead of so pray for them. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, learn to fight in the spirit and understand what this is. There's layers. There's so many layers to this, and not every soul turned to the dark side, or turned for the reasons we think, or for whatever. You have to look at everything two-sided. So when you see them doing pictures and hand signals and stuff, pay attention close, because you'll start to notice it's more of a help. It's more of an SOS they're trying to send out, okay? Watch for the SOSs they're trying to send out. Like bodyguards. Who are those bodyguards keeping out? Are who they keeping from going out? You know what I'm saying? Who are they keeping in? That's how you got to look at things. You know, when somebody's got all these bodyguards, that doesn't mean they're paying. That doesn't mean they're there to protect them. That means they're there to contain them. Okay? It's somewhat happens with the souls, you know, and the spirits. So you got to put these in layers, put these together, and rise up and understand and learn to fight in the spirit. You know, you got to be a Spartan and be able to carry your sword on your left hand, in your left hand, okay? That's just your knowledge and wisdom side, okay? But it's been a fake Captain America sword or a fake whatever sword has been carried with the left hand that has no weight in it. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to swing around because you're not carrying anything, right? Because your knowledge and wisdom is coming from a man's earthly knowledge and wisdom, okay? Which, how light is that? Seriously. You want to carry something heavy and heavy sword? That's why Spartans, you had to be able to carry that heavy sword, not sword, shield. You had to cover that shield. The sword is in your right hand, but your shield was in your left. The shield, you had to be able to wave that thing around like it was a fly swatter, you know, as light as that. Light as a feather, actually, because your shield is always, it protects you from all the darts coming in at you. That's in your hearing, in your sight, in everything. You have to relate all this to your body, to your senses, what you're getting. And if you can't carry that shield, okay, which is the divine, heavenly, spiritual shield, which here on earth is very heavy because it holds so much, okay, but it's a heavenly shield. And you have to be able to swing that metal shield, okay? And then your right hand is where the sword is, so you have to be able to cut through the darkness to expose the truth, okay? That's what you got to do. Anyway, that's a Spartan for you, doggone Spartans. So, watch this. Watch for the tattoos, too. I'm telling you what. Sometimes they change. Sometimes some aren't permanent. On different people who have tattoos, they change. Some are permanent, but then there's some that are like, you know, the paste-on ones. And they change. And you can see these different SOS signs basically go out in them. They're sending like these SOSs. Pay attention. Don't assume you know. Okay? It's so much bigger than anybody thinks, you know? Every time I hear 107 on Nino, I can't hardly watch anymore. I can't hardly watch it anymore because I already know where Nino's going to go, and I already know where Juan's going to go. And I'm where Juan is already at the get-go, you know? I know how nuts he has to be because Nino's not getting it. He's not getting it. He's not getting it. And because it's so much higher than, and that's where you have to look, because that's how Juan talks, to be honest with you. Everything he is saying is on a spiritual level. It is on such a higher level, but everybody's hearing it with earthly ears and understanding, and they're waving the very light plastic, whatever captain shield, okay, whatever shield they're carrying. It's not the Spartan shield, okay? Because if they were, they would already know how to respond without with having to constantly put it on the well, my audience. What are you doing it for? The audience? Why you got an audience? I mean, if you don't know this stuff, okay, you're keeping your audience in purgatory, in limbo, okay? Because Nino doesn't know it. So what in the hell? So he's going to keep consistently ask these stupid questions over and over and over and over and over. You've got to go higher. Come on, Nino. Hear the words coming out of my mouth.